Hi, my name is Ross Nickerson. I'm here at the Florida Folk Festival this weekend. I'm performing, and I've been wanting to do some videos. So there's a video that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that's on how to play the six-string banjo. My business, we sell a lot of six-string banjos, and I've got some insights I think that will help you if you want to get that banjo sound in your guitar player. There's more that you need to do, or more that you can do to get that banjo sound with a six-string banjo. I've got my five-string banjo here, and really one of the things that gets that banjo sound are things like slides and things like this lick here. That's really the banjo sound, and part of the trick to that really is the tuning, as well as, of course, the technique of the stroke style. So what I'm going to show you that it could be a bit of a shortcut for you is how to do that in the six string. So let me just play a little bit of the song Cripple Creek, which is a common Roast Scruggs song that banjo players that play five string learn, and it includes a lot of the Scruggs style techniques that you really need to get that banjo sound. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the six-string banjo. Now, the six-string banjo that I've got here, it's a pretty good one. I can't say I had it around the house, and I didn't really do much with the head, and the strings are a bit old, but it will work for our purposes. What I'm going to show you. So it would be kind of obvious to just say tune your guitar to what they call open G tuning, because the banjo is tuned to open G. But the impracticality of that is the chording part of it. So now what I've done is I've just turned the first string down to D, from E to D. So normal guitar tuning would be, and you hit the E right there. Anyways, that note, but instead we have a D on the top. Okay. Now the reason I'm doing that is because if you have the D on the top string, you can really demonstrate a lot with, or get a lot of that banjo sound. So we've got, for instance, that Cripple Creek. What I've done there is I don't have the fifth string, basically. The top four strings are the same. Now, the key to me of this technique is, I can show you a lot more about the banjo licks you could play, but that if you tune your first string to D, then all the banjo licks that are out there, or the songs, you can pretty quickly adapt to the six-string banjo just by avoiding the fifth string. And when you do that, you just substitute a different string in the picking pattern. That, again, is a little more complicated, but let me just cut to the chase of how this is going to work. So anyways, what we're doing here is you play the lead, and I've demonstrated that for you without using the fifth string. These are the chords of the song. It's pretty easy to avoid the first string when you're chording. Most times when we play bar chords, you don't hit the first string anyways. Many chords in the guitar, you don't have to play the first string. So you don't have to completely readapt the way you chord and play the guitar just to play the banjo. You just got to kind of compensate for this one string that's different. And then when you go to picking, you can play an awful lot of things that have that real kind of banjo Scruggs style sound by having that first string at D instead of E. For instance, G, if you just play, leave that string open at G. If you play the C, even if you hit that, I guess that's some kind of a sixth chord or something. A minor doesn't really sound too bad with the open D. D, you just leave the first, you don't fret the first string. You're doubling the D there, but can see how it's pretty easy to avoid, and even if you do end up hitting the first string, often or most often, that string is at least in tune. So that's sort of the preface behind my six-string banjo technique, so that you can quickly still play your guitar chords, but when you do go to picking, you can play banjo type licks like. Now, just to exaggerate that a little more, if I tune the string back up to E, you'll see if I play those banjo licks. I mean, they don't work. They don't work at all, really. I mean, you'd have to completely play it different, and then you wouldn't really sound like you're playing a banjo at all. I mean, and really the idea behind this six-string banjo is it's a bit of a shortcut for guitar players. So my shortest cut and recommendation is tuning the first string down. Don't necessarily go all the way to open guitar G tuning, because that could work, but then you get a chord different. You're going to start playing bar chords to chord and stuff like that. So you can go back and do all the things that you can play on a regular six-string guitar just by compensating for the E string now being a D string. To me, that makes more sense. If you went to open G tuning, all your fretting positions for the chords would be completely different. But again, for you guitar players out there wanting to play a six-string banjo, these are the kind of things that you can, readily available with BanjoTeacher. On the banjo, picking patterns are they're based on, we can call them rolls or something like that. But for instance, one of the popular rolls would be forward backward roll. That's just a thumb, index, middle, thumb, and then middle, index, thumb, middle. When we play on the five-string banjo, we hit the fifth string as we go around. But you can use the exact same pattern. You just, whenever the thumb comes around, that would be on the fifth string on a banjo, you just substitute it and repeat the thumb, say for instance on the third string, or play the fourth string like this. Right, no, that D note right there could have been a fifth string on a five-string banjo. But you can still play the same patterns. I mean, when I play five-string banjo, I do an awful lot of stuff where I don't hit the fifth string, but I'm using the same picking pattern. So my point is, maybe the fifth string will give you that extra banjo sound, but you don't have one on a six-string banjo. So you can keep the patterns the same and much of the left hand and banjo techniques just by substituting the thumb stroke that hits the fifth string for the thumb stroke on a fourth string or a third string, and maybe even the second string sometimes. So instead of a roll on a banjo, might go thumb, index, thumb, middle. Tractor go by or something there, but on the banjo we might go thumb on the third, index on the second, and then thumb on the fifth string. We don't have a fifth string, so we're just going to play the fourth string instead. A lot of banjo stuff we can do with that. And then right into the chords.